This is episode 4 of trying to get Alyssa running. I've already repaired the rewinder. I think I did that in the first video or the second one. So I've got a brand new cord on there. I've drained the oil out, changed the oil, because it was filthy and there was too much of it. And I wanted to show you what I found when I started looking under the cover. I expected it to, have a really old tank and old carburetor, but somewhere in the past, somebody has replaced the tank and the carburetor with one of these tanks you buy off of Amazon or eBay. It's made in China. And the reason I know that is several reasons, really. If you look at the tank, for one thing, it's missing the little sticker that says how many times you push this primer bulb, which is 3. This little square sticker that goes there. The other reason I know is that this is a real cheap kind of little paper air filter gasket that goes between the carburetor and the air filter. And the other reason I know is the screws that are holding the carburetor to the tank are very round. And there's a lock washer under the screw. Now, some of the Briggs carburetors do have the lock washer, but a lot of them don't. But the main difference, as you can tell on the screws between original equipment Briggs and these, is that these are much more kind of, I describe mushroom shaped. They're kind of gently rounded. These are abruptly rounded, and they always have the lock washer. And the plastic on the carburetor is always black. As you know, a lot of the Briggs carburetors are white, sort of a white creamy plastic. I might have one over here. Let me see. No, I don't see it right now. Sometimes they're kind of black, or they're maybe stained black, but they're really white underneath. Like here's one. This is an original Briggs carburetor. And you can see when you take the screws out, it's white plastic under there, and this white plastic under here. If you take this carburetor off, it's going to be black plastic. If you look at underneath, like there. So this is a Chinese tank, Chinese carburetor, and they do work. I mean, there's nothing wrong with these. I have had problems with these carburetors not priming because the check valve underneath this that allows the fuel to go in, that assembly just falls out on the brand new ones. And you find that under this rubber bulb, when you take it all apart, you find that the ball bearing and the little spring have just fallen out. And these things don't work. That may be what's wrong with this one. So the guy probably spent a lot of money, put this on here, and it wouldn't work, because a lot of the Chinese carburetors fall apart inside, and you have to figure out a way to reassemble it where it doesn't do that. And I've done a separate video on that, where if you have a Chinese carburetor, what you have to do to get that rubber seat to stay in. and stay in place and keep that spring and ball bearing from just falling out and making this where it just doesn't prime. Okay. So what we're going to do now, obviously this thing is terribly oxidized. Got the white chalky stuff all over my finger. It does appear to work. I mean, it does press. So maybe it would work, but something's wrong. There's no fuel in here. The tank is pretty rusty. So I think I'm just going to take this tank off and put another one on here, and then come back and work on this one and see if I can turn it into something usable. And I did want to show you this linkage. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to correct all this and make it the way I'm going to bend this down right now. I'm going to use the heel of my hand. Okay, so now this is flat. That's where that's supposed to be cosmetically, you know. It's supposed to be flat like that. And now with this tab bent up, you can change the RPMs of this mower, because you would move this, see, and now there's a lot less tension on that governor spring. And so what I do, and what a lot of people that work on mowers do, is you move it here, and Briggs has this tab here for a reason, and it's bendable. And so what you do is you push it down like that. Let me get some pliers to do it with. So I'm going to bend this down like that, and now see it doesn't move. I mean, it moves a little bit, but not enough to change the orientation of this piece here. It doesn't swing way over here and remove all the tension on this spring. So this spring here is very delicate, and the guy who worked on this last knew what he was doing, because he did install this correctly, and this is installed correctly, the big governor spring. This little one is really there just sort of is to assist. I'm going to remove this tank and get it off of here, and put another tank and another carburetor. One of mine I've got in storage. I got a whole box full over there that's ready to go. So I'm going to put one of those on here. And so when you come back, I'll have that tank on there and have this one removed. I'll be using a 1/2 inch socket to get that out, and a 3/8 socket to get that one out. And then you just start wiggling and pulling this towards you to get it off. And then you tilt it a little to get it off of this air vane arm. Okay. But before I do all that, let me set the phone down, because I wanted to take a quick look underneath and see if the flywheel key is okay. I don't expect to find anything, but this is a really old mower, and it may, you know, he may have hit something with it at some point. Oh, the other thing I wanted to show you, this is the gas cap that was on this Chinese tank. It's another reason I know it's just aftermarket kind of cheap will do. This is, you know, original Briggs has a nice cork gasket. This is just cheap paper, and it's all shrunk and deformed, and the little holes are in it to vent the cap. They're clear, but that's so ugly and deformed. It could easily fall off, then get, you know, lost in the tank. So I'm going to set that aside, and see, here's an original Briggs. I think it came off a pressure washer, and it has a real nice vented cap. This is a really fancy one. See, it's not the same standard one you see. So this is a real nice one. It came off a pressure washer. So I'm going to put this on here, and that should be good. Okay, so that's on there for now, but I'm going to change this out anyway. So So I'm going to set it over here. Now I'm going to take the big nut on this flywheel nut and take it off and look underneath it to make sure the flywheel key's not sheared. And I'm using an impact wrench for this. If you have one of these, I recommend that's what you do. You know, the other thing, back before I had my impact wrench, I would use a great big breaker bar, but that's a big hassle. So if you don't have one of these, I feel sorry for you, because this is really what you need. So let's see if I can get this off of here. That's how quickly it does it. All right. So now let me take a quick look over here. And the flywheel key is perfect. Let me get that debris out of there. I always like to do that when I have a chance. And now, let's get this put back on. So I'll take the nut out of the socket, because that's where it was stuck in there. And now it's not. Put that on a few threads. Get my impact wrench. This is a heavy one. All right, and now we reinstall this. Okay. So that's reinstalled. Okay, so when you come back, I will have removed this aftermarket Chinese tank and carburetor combo. Set it aside, and there'll be one of mine, probably original Briggs, original carburetor. It could be a replacement, but we'll see. I haven't picked it out yet. I just wanted you to know that you're going to see a different setup here. But the flywheel key was fine, wasn't sheared. So again, thank you for tuning in. This is, I think, the 4th episode, I can't remember now, of repairing Alyssa, the Yard Machines 158cc pjet style Briggs engine. And I'm going to get this thing running, I think. So give me a like and please subscribe. Thank you.